Microsoft's Virtual Studio Code Editor, VS Code Editor, used daily by many programmers due to its speed and simplicity, and it is powerful too. It comes with so many features that increase the coder's productivity and speed. In this video, I will tell you some best tips and tricks of VS Code Editor to increase your productivity and speed while coding. Whether you have been using VS Code for a long time or are new to VS Code, this video will help you increase your speed and productivity. So let's dive into it. So the first thing, I will recommend you to not to work with the default theme, because in my opinion it is so dull. VS Code offers a plethora of themes to suit your preferences and work environment. It supports light, dark and high contrast themes. So to simply install themes, click on extensions and search for themes. As you can see, I have already installed themes like GitHub theme and Atom 1 dark theme. This is the Atom one. You can search for it and install it. This is how it looks. Another one that you can try is Dracula official theme. First, click on install to install it, and after it is installed, it will be already activated. As you can see, this is how it looks. And for the Game of Thrones fans, there is a theme called Winter is Coming. Just search for Winter and you will see it on top of the list. Winter is Coming theme by John Papa. At first, I thought it was designed by Jon Snow in his free time while guarding the wall. Anyway, it comes with few different color options that you can choose from, like dark blue, light and dark black. This is how dark blue looks like. To change the theme anytime, press Ctrl plus K button and then Ctrl plus T button. This key combination will show all installed themes in the command palette. After that, you can directly apply any theme you want. I like this GitHub dark theme. Let me know in comments which one is your favorite. Next is that if you want, you can change this window title bar too. For that, get into settings and search for title. Here in the window title section, all the variables are listed that you can use. You can use the active editor short variable to display the file name you are working on. You can read the rest of them. Right now, to show this VS Code default title, the variables used are: first, there is a dirty variable that displays one small white circle if the file you are working on is not saved. As you can see, I can see that circle in the title bar cause I have made some changes to this file and those changes are not saved. The following variable is active editor short that displays the file name we are working on. So right now we are working on settings file, and then separator, root name, separator and app name. You can remove or add any of these variables, like I deleted the active editor short variable. We no longer see the file name we are working on in our title. Suppose you want to display something else rather than title. In that case, you can directly type it. Like if I type tips for productivity after the app variable, the title will show the Visual Studio Code, that is the app name, and tips for productivity. So you can change what you want to display in your title bar from the Windows title section in the settings. The next tip is to enable AutoSave. Search for AutoSave in settings, and from this files AutoSave section, you can allow AutoSave in VS Code. This is a beneficial feature because after you enable this feature, VS Code will automatically save the changes you made to any file. There are three options available here. First one is after delay. This will automatically save the file you edited after some time. We can adjust the delay time too from this auto delay section. By default, it is 100 ms. So after I make some changes in a file, it will be saved automatically after 1000 ms, that is 1 second. And that is why in this manage.py file, even though I made some changes, I no longer see the white circle that appears when the file is not saved. So this is how the after delay option in AutoSave works. It automatically saves the changes you make after a short time. Next is the on focus change option. This option saves the file after you change your focus, which means switching to another file from the file you were working on. Like here, if I make some change in the manage.py file, it is not saved yet because the white circle after the file name is still there. It won't be automatically saved like in the after delay function. But if I change my focus, like switching to settings, we no longer see that white circle after the manage.py file name, because manage.py file got automatically saved after I changed focus. That means switching to another file. In this case, it is settings. This is how on focus change works. Now let's see the on window change option. If I make a change to a file, like here I made some changes to this manage.py file, it is not automatically saved. But if I switch to some other window like File Explorer, it is automatically saved. So, the on window change saves the file after you switch windows. These are the three options that you get in VS Code. You can select any one of these three according to your need. I like to use on focus change option. Which one do you like? Let me know in the comments. The next tip is to try to remember and use as many shortcuts as you can remember. Whatever action you perform using the mouse, the keyboard shortcut to achieve the same action will be also displayed. Like here, by clicking on the command palette, I can access it, but the shortcut to access it is also written, that is Ctrl plus Shift plus P. So try to remember and use these shortcuts. This practice will incredibly increase your speed in VS Code. There is Screencast mode in VS Code too. You can enable it by searching Screencast in the command palette. This feature is handy if you are recording something in VS Code, because if I want to highlight something, after clicking there, this red circle will be displayed. Another great thing in Screencast mode is that whenever I type something on the keyboard, it will be displayed too. Like right now, I typed Ctrl plus Shift plus P to open the command palette, and that shortcut is displayed on the screen for a second by VS Code. That's because I have enabled Screencast mode. You can also play with the settings of Screencast mode by searching Screencast in settings. You will see all the options that are available for you to change according to your need. Like, I can change the font size of the key press that gets written on the screen and then overlay timeout. How long it is going to be on screen. Right now it is 800 milliseconds. Let's do it 1000 ms. That is 1 second. No, let's change it to 1500 ms. And now the shortcuts that I use will be displayed for 1.5 seconds. Then there are other options like mouse indicator color, indicator size, enable or display only keyboard shortcuts. If this option is disabled, everything you type will be displayed on the screen. Right now it is enabled, so only shortcuts are displayed on the screen. But if I disable it, everything I write, like this high space, is also displayed on the screen. By default, only keyboard shortcuts is disabled. You can enable it if you want to show only shortcuts on the screen. Next is that you can move the icons in the activity bar. Also, you can change what icons to display and what to hide. And notice here, the shortcuts for viewing these views are given. So try to remember these. Like for viewing Explorer is Ctrl plus Shift plus E. It is the same for source control, just the letter is G. For run and debug, D. Extensions X. By clicking here, you can hide the selected view from the activity bar. Right now, we no longer see the Explorer icon on the activity bar. Still, suppose we remember the shortcut for viewing the Explorer. In that case, we can view Explorer even though it is not shown on the activity bar. In the same way, you can hide other views too. By clicking on this move sidebar to right, you can move this sidebar to the right side of the screen. If you want to move it again back to the left side, right click on the sidebar and select move sidebar to left. By clicking on hide activity bar, you can hide this whole bar too. The same goes for sidebar, right click on it and select hide sidebar. In this way, you can hide the activity bar or sidebar. If you want to view it again, you can search it in the command palette and enable it. The same goes for the terminal panel. You can move it to the left or right or bottom of the screen according to your preferences. Next is file pinning. Sometimes, not sometimes, every time I end up opening files in the editor and it gets tough to find the main file. In those situations, you can use file pinning. Just right click on the file you want to pin and select pin. You can also use this shortcut to pin a file. Ctrl K and then Shift plus enter. Instead of an X icon, we see a pin icon after file name. That means it is pinned. Just like in browsers, you can close this file after you unpin it. By searching pin tab in settings, you can change the size of pin tabs. Normal displays pin tabs normally. Compact shows the icon of the file. Like here it is a Python file, so just displaying the Python icon. Next is shrink, that displays some part of the file name too. So don't forget to pin your important file. Next is, whenever you create a new file in the editor, you need to manually select the language of the file. You can let VS Code decide the language of the new file you create. For that, search default language in settings. In this file's default language section, you can specify the default language like HTML. Now, if I create a new file, by default it is an HTML file. Instead of setting a language, you can enter this active editor language variable here. This will create a new file of the same language you were working on. Right now, the file that I am working on is in Python language. So if I create a new file, it will be automatically a Python file. The same goes for another language. I am on an HTML file right now. So if I create a new file, it will automatically be an HTML file. I recommend you enable this feature because you can get rid of selecting file language every time you create a new file. As you see now, I have opened a lot of files in the editor. I can see some of them but not all. So to see all the active files in the editor at one glance, you can enable wrap tab feature by searching it in settings. This will wrap all the tabs in another new section if they don't fit in the first section. The same goes for editor wrap. If you turn it on, VS Code will automatically wrap all text and code by default. The next step is to turn on setting sync. Imagine using VS Code on your PC and laptop or on multiple distros. If you make some change like enabling or disabling some feature or changing theme, you may want to apply the same settings automatically on all the VS Code editors you use. For that, you can turn on setting sync by clicking on settings and then turn on setting sync. After that, select what you want to sync. I have chosen everything. After that, click here, sign in and turn on. Then select your account, GitHub, Microsoft or any other account. Done. Setting sync will be enabled in few seconds. As you can see now, it is enabled. Now, whenever you log in with your selected account in any VS Code, all your settings will be synced. These were some customization tips to enhance your productivity and speed. Now let's see some essential keyboard shortcuts that you can use while coding something. The first is multi-cursor editing. You can create multiple cursors in your editor to edit your code multiple times at once. Like here, if I want to edit this import error with all other import error in this code, after I select this module name, VS Code will automatically highlight all matching names. Here, this name matches 2 times. So, if I want another cursor to edit another highlighted word, all I need to do is to press Ctrl plus D. And I see a new cursor after the highlighted word. Now, I can edit these both at the same time. So, if your selected word is highlighted 3 or more times, you can press Ctrl plus D as many times as you need to create multiple cursors and then make changes in various places at once. After you are done, just click anywhere on the editor to switch back to single cursor mode. Another way to use multiple cursors is by holding the alternate button and clicking where you want the cursor, like this. If you accidentally added a cursor at some wrong place, you can remove it by clicking on it again. Now, I can write 4 times at once, but yeah, it will be the same thing. So, this is how you can use multi-cursors in VS Code. How can I move this piece of code above this main function? One way is to cut this piece of code using Ctrl and X and then paste it here with Ctrl and V. But there is a more straightforward way to do this. First, select the piece of code you want to move. Then hold the alternate button and use the arrow key to move your code. To move it up, press the arrow up key while holding the alternate key and vice versa. And if you want to copy that piece of code, hold one more key, that is, hold alternate and shift button and press the arrow up key or down to copy it. As you can see here, I have copied this code here multiple times so quickly. Next is commenting a piece of code. In Python, we can comment a line using hash at the beginning. But what if I want to comment this whole function? I can start commenting every line of this function, or I can do it efficiently. The efficient way is to select the piece of code and then press Ctrl plus / to comment out the selected code. Not only this shortcut works in Python language, but this shortcut will also work in every language. Now to uncomment it, select the commented piece of code and use the same shortcut, that is Ctrl plus /. This is an efficient way to comment and uncomment large chunks of code in VS Code editor. If you want to know more keyboard shortcuts of VS Code editor, click on settings, then keyboard shortcuts. Here you will see all the available shortcuts that you can use in VS Code. If you want, you can change key combinations by double clicking on shortcuts. Then press any desired key combination you want and hit enter. So these were some VS Code tips and tricks that you can use to increase your productivity and speed. Let me know some of your favorite features of VS Code in the comments. That's it for this video. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to me for more videos like this. I will see you in next one.